Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. For those of you who are wondering who I am, so my name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I am working as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I have been an ex-Flutter developer intern at a firm named AppScript where my primary goal was to work on Flutter applications totally from scratch. I have also been an educator and instructor on Udemy and Unacademy where my courses have more than 30,000 plus enrollments already, so you can check them out as well. So talking about what Newton School is, so basically Newton School is a platform which helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. There are courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. And it is also having a network of more than 300 great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once the training is complete, Newton School also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. And apart from that, they are also having a pay after placement program where you don't have to pay anything to the Newton School until and unless you are placed with a minimum CTC of rupees 5 lakhs per annum. And they are also having another awesome initiative which is known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost. You can check those courses on their website, practice the code on their editor which is online present on their website, and you can work on the code and get a certificate for completion as well after completing those courses. So that is an amazing thing which they are doing, and you can check them out through the link given in the description. Now talking about what is the topic for today's video. So in this video, I'm going to teach you about text form field example with validation. So summing up or giving you a brief of what is being covered in this video. So we'll be first seeing how we can implement forms and how we can add text form fields inside our Flutter application. And later on, I'll also be showing you how you can add validations to them. And we'll be working on the same in the Flutter app. So let me switch my screen and let's start working on the same. So herein you can see that I have switched my screen and have opened the app which we were working on in the previous video. So let me run the app, and once the app has started, I'll be starting working on this part of the video. Like we'll be adding the text field at first, and we'll be seeing how the inputs are working and how we can validate the inputs as well. So let the app run and then I'll be continuing the video. So herein you can see that the app has started running, and now let me first remove the part which I won't be needing in this video. And also let me remove this my home page state and both classes as well. Yeah, now it looks pretty well. And now let's start working on the app part. So herein inside my home part only, what I can do is inside my home where I'm returning this my home page, I can remove this and I can add a scaffold over here, and this scaffold can have an app bar, and for the app bar I'll be passing an app bar, and inside the title I'll be passing a text widget which will be saying form validation example. So form validation example. And if I want, I can add some styles to it, but for now I'm leaving it as blank. And now inside the scaffold we have the body part as well. So for the body part we'll be adding the my custom font, and I'll be creating this class. It will be of a kind stateful widget only. So stf and hitting enter. The name of it would be my custom form, and the error would also go away. As you can see over here, the error has gone away. Now inside this form, when we are using a form, we need to create a global key as well. So I'll be creating a final underscore form key which will be acting as our global key. And for the global key we have to pass a form state which is a necessary thing, or we have to specify the type of what we are making this global key. So it will be of a type form state. If we are creating global key for any other like values, if we are creating a global key for text field specific, or we are creating a global key for any other widget, then we can specify that particular thing here in place of this form state. But for now, as we are creating it for the form part, I have added it as form state over here. Next we need to create another string which will be used for like obtaining the data whatever the user is passing inside the text field, and later we can use this data on other places as well. So naming it as data input, And the reason why I have added a question mark over here is because I'm creating a string over here as null. So this string can be null, and this question mark would be the identifier for the same. Like we can have the data input as null, and if we don't add this question mark, it will be providing me a error which will be asking me to assign a value while adding or while initializing this variable. So that's why I've added a question mark. Now let's move towards the return part inside this build. So herein I'll be returning a form, and this form takes a key for which we have created the underscore form key above, and it also creates the child. So for the child I can pass a padding, and for the padding over here I can add h insets dot only, and I want a padding of top with the value of 20, and with from right with the value of 8, and from left with the value of 8 as well. Now inside this padding we have to add a child over here, and for the child of this I'll be adding a column which will be having a cross axis alignment set to cross axis alignment dot start, and next adding some children inside this column. So we'll be having two children inside this. The first one would be a text form field over here, and this text form field takes various different things, like starting with it has a on changed function. So herein we can pass whatever we want to do whenever the value inside this is changing, so that's why it takes a value as well. So whenever we are adding something, or whenever we are deleting, or to be like specific, whenever we are changing anything in the text form field, then it would be updating those particular thing, or it would be performing the action on change of any particular character in the string which we have added inside the text form field. So that's why we have this on change function over here, or on change method, where we can add whatever we want to do. So herein what I'll be doing is I'll be printing the value whatever we are getting through this value which I have added above, and we'll also be setting the state of the variable which we have created, the data input variable, and we'll be updating its value with the value of whatever we are getting over here. Next, inside this text form field we have another thing which is known as a validator. So you must have seen that whenever you are trying to create an account, and you if you are clicking on the enter button or sign in or login button without adding any values to the email ID part or to the password part, then it provides you with an error which says that these values cannot be null. So that is the what we can say implementation of the validator, which validates if the particular conditions are met. So herein for the validator, what I am going to do is I am going to have an if condition which will be checking if the value which we are getting over here is equals to null, or the value which we have got over here is empty. So in both of these cases, what we can do is we can perform something, or we can return something. So let me add this over here. Now the error has gone away, and I'll be returning a string over here which says please enter some text, and outside this if statement we can return null over here, as if the things are fine, then we don't want to provide any error or any exception to the user. Now coming out of this validator part, we also have some other properties inside this text form field which are generally used when we want to decorate the text form field according to our need. So I'll be adding that too, so that you can also get a gist of how you can decorate things and how you can add border and other properties to it. So input deco, and there it goes, input decoration. Herein we have various different properties, like we can add a border, we can enable or disable border, error text, error style. We can also add hint text, hint styles, various different styles, icons, prefix, suffix, and other parts as well. So I'll be showing you some of the most important one which we generally use. So label text would be saying enter email for labeling the text form field which we are creating over here. Next, adding a fill color. So this would be the color which would be filled inside this. So colors dot white, as we are also having the background to be white. Now adding a focus border, which will be this will be the properties of the border when we are focusing, or when we have enabled, or when we are typing something inside the text form field. So this takes a property of outline border, So outline input border, I guess. Yeah. So inside this we have to pass the border radius, and I will be passing it as border radius dot circular with the value of 25 over here. And next adding another property for adding the border side, which will be used for, like, we can add the color to the border as well. So border side, and herein you can see that it takes a color, style and a width. So color would be basically the color of the border which we want. The style would be the border style, whatever we want to make this have, or whatever we want to add to this. And width would be the width of the border. So for the color, adding it as colors dot blue, which matches the theme of the app which we are creating, as other things, and the app bar is also in the blue color. And now after this this focus border, what we can do is we can directly copy this focus border and paste it over here. And for the focus border, now we can change it to be enabled border. So this would be the border part whenever the text form field has been enabled. So the circular radius would be same, the color would be red in this case, and the width of this border should also be changing, like it should be 2. And now you can see that as the border is enabled, so it is, so herein as you can see that when I have clicked on this border, the properties of the border have been changed to the focus border, as the border has came into focus when we are typing or when we are interacting with the text form field. And when I'll be clicking on this right over here and leaving this border or this text form field to be inactive, or I won't be interacting with it, so in that particular case the properties will be enabled for the enabled border, but whatever we have added over here. Now after this outline input border, what other properties we can add to it is a suffix icon and a prefix icon as well. So prefix icon, so both of these takes icon, and inside this we can pass icons dot, and whatever icon we want to pass. I'll be adding the icons which are on the top, like just for the demo purpose. So AC unit, and for the suffix icon also I can add an icon over here, like icons dot, and I guess it should show me the access time sharp, as it is a demo one only, so it can be anything. And therein you can see that the icons are also being displayed over there. And now coming out of this prefix icon, we can also add a hint text, which would be the text which will be appearing when you are typing or whenever the what we can say the text form field has came into the focus and you are interacting with. And this would be basically telling the user, like if you want something to be specific, like you can enter the email over here, or this field can only contain a 6th letter or stuff like that, then you can pass a hint for him. So this is a hint text, and herein you can see over here that for now the properties are of the enabled border. Clicking it will be making the properties of the focus border to be enabled. And you can see over here that the hint text is also appearing, like this is a hint text as we have added. And for the label what we have added, the enter email thing is also appearing on the top of the text form field which we have added. And whenever I'm clicking on this, the label text would be becoming as the hint text, and the properties of that would be changed directly to the what we can say the focus border, no, the enabled border. So it will be changing the properties back to the enabled border as well. Now coming out of this text form field and adding the another thing which we are going to have inside this app. So adding padding again, and it takes an edge insets dot, and I'm adding symmetric over here with vertical as the value of 16. And inside this adding a child again. So the child will be of a type elevated button, and inside it we can pass the on press. So for the on press part, Yeah, for the on press part, what we can do, just a sec. And for the on press part, what we can do is we can first inside this add an if condition, and we can check if the form key which we have created, and for the state of this form key, like the current state, if it is like valid or not. So validate, this will be validating if the particular this form key or current state of the form which we are having. So if the state of this form is valid or not. So if it would be valid, then we can perform the actions according to us. And herein what I can do is I can add a scaffold messenger, and it will be having dot of context, and herein we can add the show snack bar as well, and herein we have to pass the snack bar. So snack bar, and this takes a content which would be of a type text, and we'll be showing processing text over here. And we have to pass the child as well inside this. So let me first add a child, and then we'll be adding a print statement inside the if condition which we have added. So it would be of a type text, and the text would be saying submit. And after this snack bar, the scaffold messenger, I can add another condition which will be saying print the output is and $data input. So this will be basically showing us a statement in the print in the debug console that the output data whatever we are having or whatever we are getting after clicking the submit button is so and so, as it is shown in the, like it will be shown in the debug console. So now let me show you how the things will be working. So herein you can see that the style has been changed, and as you can see that currently the particular text form field is empty, and when I'll be clicking on the submit button, you can see over here that it is showing please enter some text, and all the properties have also changed because an error has occurred over here. You can also set the properties for the error, like if you want to show something specific in yourself or inside this, so you can change those properties as well. And now when I'll be clicking on any of the text and I am typing over here, so you can also see in the debug console that whatever I am typing over here, it is updating or it is printing the value in the debug console also. The reason why that is happening over here is because we have added a print statement inside this onChange property. So whenever the value of this text form field will be changing, so it will be printing that out in the debug console. So that's why it is like printing the new values whatever we are adding over here. And let me delete this, and as you can see that as I am deleting as well, it is also printing that. And now when I'll be clicking on the submit button, it is showing me a snack bar which is saying processing text, and also you can see over here that it has accepted the values which we have entered. And as we have added a print statement which will be showing the output is the data input, so here you can see that it has also shown us that the output is the data input whatever we have taken over here. So this was how you can add or implement the text form fields inside your Flutter application. Like I have shown you the basic implementation of how you can add a text form field, how you can basically like style the text form field, change various properties for it, and you can like add various different validators as well according to your need and the purpose of your app. So this was it, whatever I have covered in this video. So I will also be working on making another app which will be using this functionality of the text form field and the properties of the text form field. It won't be having the appropriate login and sign up, but it would be like an app through which you can like determine how the login and sign up functionality works, and we'll be having the validators as well inside that app. So I have created, or I'll be showing you that particular app in the next video. So make sure to check out next video out as well. And this was it for particular video. To sum up, we have created a basic app where I have shown you the implementation of text form field, the styles you can add to it, and the validators you can add to it. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then make sure to like this video, comment down below what you have learned through this video, Share this video with your peers and the communities you are part of, and with the people who want to learn Flutter. So this would be a guide for them if they want to get started with Flutter. And also subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates related to the videos which are being posted on every alternate day. So make sure to subscribe as well. And thank you for watching this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.